think we are live.
Here we are. How's everybody doing? It is a rainy Thursday afternoon at the Wolverine Airsoft headquarters. But we are still here to talk and answer all your questions and make all your wildest dreams come true.
Man, it's all my fault because I rolled my windows down today, so that's the real reason it's raining. But
Glenn left his windows rolled down. Somebody must have waxed their car yesterday. Somebody waxed their car in Kingsport, and so it's raining now. So go ahead and hop on and throw your questions up there. Make sure to like, share, do whatever you want to do. Give us a happy face, an angry face, or whatever, so more of your friends.
We got a happy face.
We got a happy face. See the stream, and we're just going to hang out for a while. We got some stuff to talk about, some updates on a bunch of stuff. Have you been on Live from the Den before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not in a little while, but I have.
So,
yep.
If you don't know, this is Glenn.
How's it going?
If you haven't seen him on here before, you might have seen him on TikTok because she manages all of our TikTok stuff.
It's true. Trying to go famous on TikTok over there. If that's your thing and you don't follow us already, go check us out.
So, what we got as far as questions? Have you ever thought about including a silencer in the box instead of a flash hider? We could. I don't know. It's not a super appealing option to me, guys. But
I feel like it's one of those things. It's kind of personal preference. So, and if we had one silencer, there'd probably be a lot of people that have a different one they'd want.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Dion's asking if the standard MTW9 is available yet, and if it's not yet, I'm guessing he's wondering if we have an ETA.
It is not available yet. We actually were just talking about this morning. I think we're going to wait a little bit longer on that. We've gotten a lot of orders for the other two versions, so we want to make sure we get a little more caught up on the tactical and PDW versions before we open up the standard and get a bunch of sales on that as well. So trying to balance demand and not get ourselves too far behind. But yeah, shipping a lot of MTW9 right now. I think we're waiting on the next batch of M4 lowers to get back. So we're just building MTW9 right now.
Got a question here that kind of goes into one of our topics, I think. We got someone saying he hopes that the IFL will be available for purchase on older versions.
It will be, if it isn't already. I think it might be on our website already.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
somebody did say that we were a little quiet. See if we can crank up the mic at all, or are we cranked?
Looks like we're all the way up.
We're all the way cranked? All right. Sorry, it is raining, and we're in a metal building, so it is a little loud. We'll try to speak up. Let's see. IFL. Okay, so this is an IFL. And what do you know? It looks pretty much identical to one of our standard airlines, which is by design. But all of the engines and guns we are shipping now, and have been for a little while, I don't remember exactly how long, come with the IFL. If you're wondering if you have yours, you'd have to get a flashlight and kind of look down inside, and you can actually see the filter element up inside.
Got verification that it is available on the website now, so if you don't have one and you want to pick one up, definitely head over there and grab one.
Yeah, and it's a nice little upgrade. Just, helps keep your system clean. It's low profile, easier to install in the MPW as well as other platforms as well. Just having the lower profile fitting that fits more easily through your whole setup. So, good stuff. These have been shipping for a while, and we are the only, this is like a free upgrade. Nobody else is doing this. All of our systems come with this. You don't have to, nobody else even offers a filtered line of any kind as far as I know, let alone stock out of the box. So whether you get an engine or an MTW, everything except the bolt action, the bolt kits comes with the IFL.
We got someone asking if we stock the MTW Gen 1 rails. I'm assuming he's talking about the very first ones we made. don't have any of those left.
Yeah, we don't. We have a handful of like ones we've pulled off of guns and are all beat up and stuff like that around the shop, but that's about it. Somebody asked about, do we have anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. We got someone asking if we have a barrel stabilizer on the inner barrel. So that's something we've added more recently.
Yeah, for MTW we have. It's not like a fancy barrel stabilizer, but basically we just added. It's just a simple wrap of the correct thickness. There are various thicknesses of electrical tape. We got the correct thickness, just so that it fits nicely inside the barrel. Doesn't leave any extra wobble there. But that's what we do.
It helps eliminate any play or any rattle or anything going on up there. So.
Wow, it is coming down out there.
We got a question on Facebook chat saying Cat 5 win.
Cat 5 win. Okay, well, I've got a bunch of stuff on Cat 5. Glenn's been working his butt off on Cat 5. And so we have the pilot batch in, and we've been building those out and testing those super thoroughly, extra thoroughly, more than we would during normal QC, just to make sure any changes before we order a full production batch are good. But last week we went to release the full production batch and got back in touch with our supplier for the machined parts, and they have doubled their lead time. Which kind of screws up our schedule, because we were going to go ahead and release the pilot batch and then while we were building and selling out the pilot batch, about the time we were done with that, the full batch would be in. But now, if we release the pilot batch now, we're going to end up like selling through that and being out of stock for a month or two, which would suck. Everybody would be really mad at us. So we're going to delay launching it. We're going to go ahead and build out the full pilot batch so that when we launch it, we have a bunch of them ready. And then we're going to just delay the launch a little bit until it's closer to when the full batch comes in, so that we don't sell out and then immediately be out of stock for a while and have everybody really mad at us. That said, the existing Storm design is still in production. We're cranking away on those, making lots of those. Which I guess now is as good a time as any to talk about some of the improvements we've been making and changes we've been making, both with our existing Storm and stuff we're carrying through into the Cat 5. So all of the Storm we're making now and going forward are going to be coming with the 0 to 200 PSI gauge on it, okay? Even if it's a standard pressure regulator that only goes up to 140, they're all coming with the 200 PSI gauge on it. Just did that to simplify parts. Now, the one downside of that, just so you guys are aware, is the wider pressure range gauges are not as responsive. We have not yet found a supplier that can make the wider pressure range gauge that is also like super snappy and nice. That does not mean that the regulator is not doing what it should. Check it on a chrono and it should be fine. But the 200 PSI gauges, which is what we're using on everything now, they're not as snappy.
It's one of those things we've seen come up in QC a few times, and you're looking at it and you're wondering if it's having a slow refresh, and we've been actually pretty blown away every time we've tested these regs on a chrono as the refresh rate. Looking at it on there, it's some pretty impressive numbers we're getting currently. So,
but also, we have set up a test bench with a certified pressure gauge, calibrated pressure gauge, so that we know that we're hitting our pressure range. Because the other thing about these little tiny gauges, all of them, the ones that everybody uses on their regulators, they're all made overseas, and they're not great, because if you want a good micro gauge, you're going to pay $20 just for, not, and that's not even true. That's not what a customer would pay. That's like what we would, that's what we would pay for, like a high precision micro gauge, and then we'd have to sell it to a retailer, and the retailer would have to sell it to you, and it'd be stupid expensive for a gauge. So they're all just inexpensive, but the pressure range that the gauge shows is not always accurate as well. So we've implemented a calibrated certified gauge so that we know that the regs we send out, regardless of what the little gauge on there shows, are actually hitting the target pressure range. So just more stuff we're doing with all of our regs to improve the reliability and make sure that we're delivering on what we say we're getting to you guys.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for our supplier to get us more parts, though, we can keep using this time to make sure we have as solid a product as we can deliver to y'all. Iron out anything that we find.
The one bonus is it'll let us build out the whole pilot batch well ahead of time and just make sure that everything is completely solid and just gives us more data. So good and bad.
I saw someone, I can't find the comment now, they said that the sound of the rain was going to knock them out. Here we go. He's feeling sleepy just hearing it through the computer.
It is, listen, rain on a metal roof it's a great sound to go to sleep to, not going to lie.
And it is coming down out there.
It is.
Let's see if we got anything on YouTube. Bradley says his wife is worried about getting, and then I think there's a typo, but I'm imagining he's getting FOD or something in the hop-up window on the billet upper. And is there any way to cover it? Yeah, it does.
Yikes. That's definitely hail.
Joe says it is hail. Fun times. It's coming down out there now.
Rip all of our vehicles.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's bad.
Bradley says it's raining again, but it is definitely not raining. That is 100% hail out there.
Oh, that's...
And I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it doesn't sound good.
No.
So.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm being totally distracted.
He says, is the MTW9 upper the same as the normal MTW so I can add it Wraith Arrow?
Yes. MTW9 is fully compatible. It is loud as crap. I can barely hear myself. I don't know if you guys can hear me. It is fully compatible. There's not an issue with getting, I mean, I don't think we've ever had a tech issue with getting FOD in the dust. It's just not a thing. The whole system is closed. Like, it's a closed system. If you get stuff in there, it's going to get the outside of the hop-up dirty, or the outside of the engine dirty. Like, it's really not a thing. All right. That is distracting as crap, I'm not going to lie.
If y'all can't hear us, let us know. It's honestly getting kind of hard to hear each other in here with how loud it is outside, so hopefully you can hear us okay.
Ouch.
Adam says thunder and lightning here in Wellington, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like I'm with you guys.
All right. MTW dual air source. We have prototypes.
Holy smokes.
Holy crap.
Let me switch over to the GoPro real quick and see if y'all can see the hail that's coming down out there.
That's bad.
It's very large.
That's not good.
Ooh, fun times.
Yeah, all of our vehicles are gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
So much fun, guys.
Ripped cars, yes.
That's pretty much where we're at.
Ooh.
I just don't have something that I really love on the dual air source at this point, and I don't like putting out products when I don't love them.
Yeah. As someone who's worked on some alternate air stock options for the MTW just for personal use, I will say it is actually a fairly tricky thing to work with. There's very limited space inside the receiver. And by the time you get the fittings you need in there, you don't have much to work with, so.
Chris, where are we with the MTW AK? No worries, it's finished up. We'll be releasing it next week.
Next location upgrade at Wolverine is a covered parking lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like we've had more hail this spring than I can remember in quite a while.
I guess maybe it's good that my roof hasn't gotten replaced yet. If we left the MTW out in this hill, it would survive. Yeah, it would.
That can be our next TikTok video, maybe. We left the MTW out in the hail for 24 hours. You won't believe what happened next.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see, what else we got?
They say they can hear us fine, so
okay.
Glad you can hear us.
Yikes.
Let's see. Most interesting cars of Wolverine employees is one of the questions we have.
Interesting cars?
We have some very interesting cars. So.
Yeah. I don't know. What are the most interesting cars?
I don't know. We have everything. We have a broad spectrum of cars here, I feel like.
We do.
So.
Glenn's working on an overlanding setup on his cross track. I mostly drive GTI.
Working on the Jeep some though.
Yeah, I've been working on the Jeep. Doing a bunch of odds and ends stuff on the Jeep. My seat covers are supposed to show up today.
Nice.
And then what else? We got a couple of Forerunners.
Some Forerunners.
I
don't even know what all we have out there at this point.
Neither do I.
I feel like we've had more and more cars showing up here recently.
Yes, well, there have been. I do not have a Corvette in black, white, or red. However, I would take one of the new Corvettes, new mid-engine setup. I would drive.
He says every shop owner has had a Corvette. So do we need to get? Well, Gregory's our manager, so maybe we need to get him one.
I kind of like.
I don't know.
It would be seriously tempting to get one if they weren't so impossible to get right now. Like they've had between all of the shortages in general, and they've just had other issues with getting those through production regardless. So it's like, if you can get one, because like list price is like for a middle of the road kitted out one is like 80 or 90. For a middle of the road, sort of options. But if you can actually get one and get it delivered, you can sell it for like 105, 110. Like they're going for well over list price. Oh, we got somebody without a heart. I am sorry. We made a mistake. I am very sorry about that. Get in touch with us and we will correct it. We had somebody do a run of packaging and fail to include the hard points, and we have. I think it was like 10 or 20 total. It wasn't a huge number, as I recall, but we are in the process of we've shipped those out, so we will get you a replacement. But I apologize.
If you got one without one, make sure you message us and we'll get it sorted out.
Yeah, the base model's like $60K. But you can sell it for way more than that if you can actually get it.
We got someone asking how long it takes to answer a help desk. It shouldn't be very long.
Usually
It's usually pretty quick.
Yeah, usually within a couple days they get back to you.
If it's been more than that and you haven't heard, hit us back up.
Yeah.
Can I dual wield the MTW9 in either hand and hit a target running?
Yes. Well, can you or can I?
He wants me to.
Oh.
So.
Can Glenn? Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know how good I am at running.
You need to do the diving sideways, like, you know, dual wielding MTW9s. Yeah.
That can be the next TikTok video too.
Sweet. Oh.
Let's see if there's anything I missed.
Thankfully. You have to go assess the damage. Still got a piece of hail here.
Not looking forward to seeing what has happened to
hail
my car.
Is hail sanitary?
I don't know. MTW mounted vehicles is what Dion's asking for. So.
We've kicked around plans for doing a mounted turret gun, but we've never actually implemented it. It'd be
You
fun.
can just ride in the back of the Razor and have some. That counts, right?
Yeah.
So. If y'all got any more questions or questions
Cars
that
are
we
fine,
missed,
they claim.
not so sure if I believe that.
Okay.
But if y'all got any more questions that I either missed
I have
or
other
that you
stuff I'm
haven't
supposed
asked,
to throw up here.
hit us up and we'll look at it. We also do have a few more topics to cover. So.
The Billet Tactical are shipping. If you haven't seen that, or orders are, I shouldn't say shipping. Sorry. I don't know if they're shipping or not. I know we opened, no, they're not shipping. Because we opened orders a week ago. Normal lead times still apply. Okay? It says that on it. We have changed our website now so that before you place an order, you have to click a box that says that you read and understand that we're a manufacturing operations and normal manufacturing lead times as stated on the page will apply. Like, we go through this all the time.
Dion's asking if the lead times on the website are accurate. I think they definitely should be.
We keep a pretty close track on those, and they're relatively accurate. Doesn't mean there's not a little bit of shift here and there, but we stay on top of them pretty closely. Couple of other interesting things that have come out. We've had 2 new pop-ups for the MTW released. So that's been fun. We have Silent Industries and Max both released. My understanding is, well, I shouldn't even say that. I don't know whether they have released them. I know they have announced them, and they're like...
I think I've seen some people getting the Max version. I'm not sure about the Silent Industries yet, but I have seen a few people getting the Max, I think. So
really cool that there's more options out there.
Yeah.
We're all for people making options. Now you've got basically 3 really high quality hop-up options: Max, the Silent Industries, and Phoenix. Hop-up options depending on what you like. From what I understand, the Silent Industries one has a similar concept in terms of being able to manage bucking lip tension, but rather than being like adjustable, it's interchangeable inserts, so you can adjust the amount of tension on that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten to test that one yet, but yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun to see more options out there.
It's always cool to see people innovating and coming up with more stuff that's compatible with ours. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
it's fun. Just keep in mind, as always, we have people building guns for you guys that have built a lot of guns. Okay, and this is what I tell people because we regularly get people that try to improve the performance of their gun out of the box and make it worse. And what I'll tell people is it is usually possible that you can theoretically improve the out-of-box performance. But we have people who have built many of these guns building them. So don't bank on it. No offense to you and your teching skills, but I can pretty much guarantee that the least experienced gun builder that we have at this point has built more MTWs than anybody that you're going to take it to or do your, and certainly more than individuals. So that is not to say that it can't be improved if you really know what you're doing and you have some patience and all that kind of stuff. But just to give some perspective in terms of like, don't just assume because you've taken a couple guns apart that you're going to be able to do it better. We have people with a lot of experience doing this, and doesn't mean that we don't, that stuff doesn't go wrong sometimes and mistakes don't get made, but like, just the statistics on the odds that you're going to make it better, not worse, not really in your favor. So if you're going to make changes, just be ready to work on it and go backwards before you go forwards.
Yeah. I can say I don't work in production anymore, but when I was working in production, I probably had hands-on time with, I would guess, over 2,000 MTWs.
Oh yeah.
So the guys working on those have been through a lot of guns and seen a lot of things and are constantly trying to put out the best product we can. So my favorite is when I'm going through the owners groups and you'll see people asking what the best upgrade is, and one of the common responses is, when it comes to hop up and barrel stuff, is people will say nothing. Just try it how it is.
Yeah.
So
really, just try it.
If you don't like it, you can mess around with it. But
yeah,
we're pretty confident that you will. So.
Give it a shot, and most of the time, it'll do well. All right, let's see. What else was I supposed to do? Okay. I think currently, as of now, any replacement MTW boards that we sell are going to come with the optical sensor, which means that we are overdue on getting a video up showing how to deal with that. So we've got to get that done.
Definitely.
Because if you got a gun that doesn't have an optical sensor out of the box and you replace it with a board that with the optical sensor, you're going to run into problems, and we haven't yet shown you guys how to deal with that. So we need to get that done. My apologies, guys. We will get on that.
Michael asks, what's in your cup this week? Is it tequila, bourbon, rum, whiskey, tiers of other HBA companies?
It's just coffee. It has been a long couple of weeks. It's been a really long couple of weeks. Working on a lot of stuff, not just on product side, but from on business standpoint. We're running out of room where we are. Borderline have run out of room where we are, and we're trying to find some new space to move into or expand into, move part of the operation, something like that. So I'm having to do a whole bunch of stuff to try to keep the business moving apart from the just the product standpoint. So I didn't really feel like having a beer today. I know maybe you can't believe that, but just felt like drinking some coffee and trying to stay awake and keep things going.
Corbin says he just bought a limited forge. Let's go.
Nice.
So excited about that. That's awesome.
Michael, default setting on for the dwell. Wait, there is a default setting. Is it?
I believe the default is 5 down from the top.
No. Sorry, on the with the premium FCU.
Oh, on the premium
forge.
FCU, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. We do have a default setting, and I can't remember whether, like, maybe one, somewhere in the range of just having 2 lights solid would be a good starting point. I can't remember what our default is, but that's probably in the right ballpark, probably a little on the high side, and you could tweak it down from there. Knowledge base, yes. If you haven't looked at it yet, check out the knowledge base on our website. It is a really useful tool if you're trying to learn about how to do just about anything. It's easily searchable, really, really nice. Get on there, check it out. If you look for something and you can't find it, send us a message and let us know. Submit a ticket, and we will see whether we can add something to the knowledge base. And I'm waving this IGL at everybody. Or not L, I can't remember. IFL. Too many acronyms. But yeah, let us know if you can't find, if it's like, hey, this should be on here and I can't find how to do it. Let us know and we'll let you know whether you just searched for the wrong thing and it was in a different spot, or we'll try to get something up there, because we really want to build a strong knowledge base, both for retailers and techs who are trying to help others, as well as do it yourself. So we've invested a lot of time and effort in getting that really solid and pulling everything into one place, rather than having some stuff in our owner's manuals and some stuff in YouTube videos. We're trying to get everything into one location that's easily searchable.
Yeah. Nathan said he had an issue with the optical sensor, and he found an article on the website showing how to resolve the issue, and that it was good to go. So.
Yep. Sweet. Oh, so we have that up.
I guess we must. He found it, so.
Yo, there it is. Good work, guys.
When are you coming back to South Africa?
I don't know. I hope sometime. I want to come back sometime and do apart from Airsoft, to come back and do some Airsoft stuff as well. But I want to go back and do a hunting trip. Had a couple people that run reserves.
Okay. What are they hunting down there?
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it would be fun. Big game of various types. Yo, what else we got?
I'm looking. Let's see. Trying to see if I missed anything.
Sorry, we're just scanning through, guys, trying to see whether we missed anything we want to cover here. I think I went through all my topics.
Okay.
I think I hit everything I really wanted to hit.
Well, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but one of the guys over in the YouTube chat says he's one of the biggest advertisers for the MTWs in his country. Totally in love with our products, and he boasts on how easy they are to maintain.
Nice. What country are you in? Skadoosh is his. Skadoosh.
Okay.
Is that a Kung Fu Panda reference? Because that's what I think of. But of course I have kids. So. Skadoosh. Anyway. Yeah, good times. Be very,
He's
very
hunting
quiet.
rabbits. Is that what they're hunting down in South Africa?
I don't think so.
Let's see. Does the Forge shipped with the Phoenix or the new CNC hop-up?
So we're not shipping forged right now. All standard forged that we have shipped with the Phoenix. When we did the limited edition, we switched over to the standard CNC hop-up non-Phoenix. And then when we relaunch Forged later this year, that will have the solid CNC hop-up as well. Okay. We'll be making that. That's the plan, is to make that.
Sweet. Jonathan loves the MTW. He says it's
Sweet.
A beast. So awesome to hear that.
Regulators, you're saying retailers are out of stock of regulators? Somebody made a comment that the
yeah.
Joshua, go back and rewatch earlier in the video. We went through all of the Cat 5 stuff, explained where all of that stands. Our standard regulators are still in production and available to order, and we're pumping those off the line. So have your retailer get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Cat 5, I'm going to give the quick version. We have some, we got a pilot batch in. Started building that out, validated that everything was good with the design, went back to our supplier for the machine components and said, hey, we're getting ready to go ahead and place the full production order. And they said, well, the lead times are now double. So we're going to have to pause, because we don't want to just ship the pilot batch and then be out of stock while we wait for the full batch to come in. So we're gonna push back the launch a little bit. I apologize. Unfortunately, it was mostly stuff that was just completely outside of our control, but we're trying to roll with it. So once we have a more firm date on when they're going to deliver the production batch, and therefore when we can start shipping, we'll get back with you guys and give you some more definition. In the meantime, our current design Storm is still flying out the door. So just if you need a regulator, we're trying to keep up with them.
We got a question. He says, "Hi, are the internals and performance of the billet and forge identical, excluding the hop-ups?" And I think that answer is basically except your electronics,
Yeah,
right?
Electronics, it's all the same. Yeah.
And your electronics on the forged are just going to have a few more features, some more settings, things for you to customize. But other than that, the performance should definitely be pretty much the same.
Yep.
So.
Oh, one other thing I didn't mention: we are starting to ship MTW with white nozzles in the Inferno. Don't freak out. It's supposed to be that way. It's just a thing.
I saw a question about that earlier today.
Okay. So yes, they're white nozzles now. That's correct on the MTW.
Yep. Any plans to make a small outer barrel again? I'm guessing he's talking about those
Really
3 or 4 inch ones we made a while back.
We will probably do a run at some point. I don't know exactly when. Probably when we release that 308 that Dion's talking about, and we're going to do a 308 with a 4-inch barrel.
Okay.
Because that's what I want on my 308.
Okay. I'm thinking more like a 2-inch maybe, but so
2 inch.
Yeah.
2.5. I still have not gotten any of the maple leaf silicone buckings yet. In fact, I still haven't even seen one.
I don't think I've seen any of those either.
I need to, and you remind me to look one of those up and see whether we can get one on order. Will the premium MTW Inferno? Yes, they all have the optical sensors now. Everything shipping with optical sensors. Golden nozzle on the Inferno, yeah.
We definitely need a golden nozzle. How much better do you think that would make the performance with a golden nozzle?
It would be at least 10 more feet.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, gold's definitely better. So.
Oh goodness! Hit 3 joules on
Man,
MTW.
Where are you playing?
With what barrel length is going to be the big question. So we hit 2 on a 14-inch barrel. We hit, what's the pressure or the velocity at 110? Or the energy, isn't it like 2?
I feel like it's like 2.2. Yeah,
I think
somewhere
it's
in
like
there.
2.2 at 110. So probably about 100. I'm going to guesstimate here and say, if you're assuming you're running heavy BBs, which you should be at that weight or at that energy, probably 130, 140 psi to hit 3 joules on a 14-inch barrel would be my guess.
Maybe he's trying to hunt with his MTW.
But I also don't know what, not just what length, but what inner diameter and all that kind of stuff. Lots of things. So.
Several factors at play there, so you might just have to mess around with it a little bit and see what you can figure out.
Yep. Oh, of course. No comment.
Rich has no comment on the Quake
keep
stock.
Scrolling.
Just no comment.
I'm tired. I'm trying, guys. I really am trying. You have no idea how much stuff I am trying to do that we can't do just yet. Like I said, we are more or less maxed out on space. We're having to be really selective about what projects we take on right now. But I'm doing my best. We are looking for more space, trying to get some room that we can expand, and keep bringing you guys more fun stuff that you want. So I'm doing my best. Casper says he managed to hit 3.4 joules on his 10-inch with a 366 millimeter barrel. Yeah. That's
my question is, what are you trying to do
with heavy BBs? That's probably about right.
Is there anywhere that lets you play that hot? I guess
for
some
DMR,
countries might.
Yeah.
But
all right. I think
I don't see much else on here.
416 MTW trade should be an issue. Yeah, we could do a 416 upper theoretically, but then are we gonna have to do a 416 rail? That's a whole different extrusion, a whole different. Yeah, I don't know. It's theoretically possible, but it's a gigantic mess.
He's joined the MTW or the Wolverine family in the UK.
Sweet.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Denmark 45 joules bolt.
Oh. I would not want to get hit with that personally. That does not sound like a fun
that's a big
time.
ouchie. Ouch.
All right. Well, any last things before we jump off here? I don't see much, I don't think. So.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being part of the stream. And we're going to go see whether our cars survived the storm. And we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for hopping on, guys. See ya.